Good morning. The current time is 8:03. Just kidding, it's evening. Of course it's not 8:03. If you are not new here, then you know that we wake up significantly earlier than that. This, my friends, is our bedtime. And this, my friends, is the 2 weeks out vlog. And I, my friends, I am Amanda. Some people call me AJ. I'm a Canadian lifetime natural wellness bodybuilder and a full-time natural bodybuilding and lifestyle coach.
Number 205, Amanda.
Welcome back to the vlog. Super happy to have you here this evening. We're gonna do a vloggy for tomorrow, but what I did do was I have a broadcast channel on my Instagram page, and I had y'all send me some of your pressing questions. I thought we could start off by answering one or two of those questions just before we do get started with a regular day in the life, what I'm doing, what 2 weeks out looks like tomorrow morning. Top 3 supplements, my ride or dies. That is so tough. It's tough because I could go the fun route or I could go the realistic healthy girl route. I make the rules here. So I'm going to give you 3 top supplements for health and 3 top supplements because I enjoy them. 3 top supplements for health, I would say omega-3 easily, especially for women, vitamin D3, and greens powder. Then for fun, I would say Intra HD. Love that product. I do think it is also essential for anybody that does train. It is definitely a fun type product. Pre-workout, the Pre-HD Black in Lychee or the new Pre-HD Essentials in Pineapple. And your girl loves a protein powder. Like, give me a good flavored protein powder and I'm set all day. What is your main motivation for staying natural? Have you ever considered using performance enhancing drugs? My main motivation for staying natural is simply based on the fact that I have not missed a meal, a training session, sleep, water, cardio. I haven't cheated on my meal plan. I haven't been off plan in 3 years. I don't even think y'all understand how on plan I've been for so many years. And because I've been so on plan, I've seen a lot of progress happen with my body. I know that I have not hit my natural plateau. So why would I not want to see what my natural capacity is actually like? On top of that, when I think about my bodybuilding career and my bodybuilding goals, my bodybuilding goal is to be a natural pro. And if you are doing performance enhancing drugs, there is not a chance in the world that you are going to be a wholehearted, honest, natural pro. That is not something that I stand behind. So because my goal is to be a natural pro, it makes no sense to consider using performance enhancing drugs. And the last question I'll answer for now is, how do coaches know how much cardio you're supposed to be doing on prep? We as coaches make calls based on how your body responds to a different stimulus. When it comes to coaching, if your coach gives you a protocol, you should always have the authority to ask them why they are making such decision. And a good coach will be able to tell you why, because a good coach is not taking shots in the dark. If your coach is giving you cardio that feels unreasonable or unjustified, you ask your coach why, and they say, head down, just get it done. That is sign number 1 that you should fire that coach. Cool. Couple questions wrapped up, which means I'm gonna wrap up and it's time for me to go to bed. I will see y'all in the morning for 2 weeks out. Good morning. Happy 2 weeks out. Sometimes I set an alarm. Sometimes I just wake up. Today I set an alarm. I have a really busy day and I just wanted to make sure that I got up on time to do cardio, do all of my things, get all my work done, yada yada yada. With that said, let's get the day started. Regular cardio protocol is going down. And at this point, I'm just calling it regular. My cardio has been the same for the longest time ever. Cardio right now, oh, look at that. Do you guys see her? She's looking at you. Cardio right now is 5 days a week. 3 days I do the bike on my leg days, and then 2 days I do the stairs on my upper body training days. 2 days I fully freaking rest. My cardio goal is to get 300 calories burned on my watch. It takes me an hour to about an hour and 10-ish minutes, depending on how much pep in my step I have. I do try to keep a somewhat lower heart rate. Well, I partially try to keep a somewhat lower heart rate, and then my heart rate is partially somewhat lower in general. The more cardio you do, the lower your resting heart rate becomes, the more difficult it becomes to get your heart rate actually up. That has gracefully worked out as somewhat of an advantage. We've learned this prep that my body responds horribly to stress. Keeping my heart rate below 135 in my cardio really helps me feel a lot better throughout the course of my day. I'm not stressing myself. And I cannot get my heart rate over 135 right now for the life of me. We're not taking any fat burners. We're not taking any stimulants. There's no caffeine. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I went crazy, I could get my heart rate over 135, but that would defeat the whole keeping cortisol, keeping stress low primary goal of also being in cardio, with the actual primary goal being burning calories. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go make our morning supplements. I always keep my water in the fridge overnight. That way it's nice and cold. I love when my morning drink is nice and cold. We have been doing this same morning stack at this point for absolute years. Why? Because it just works. 1 scoop of creatine, 2 scoops of glutamine, and a serving of electrolytes. That's it. No caffeine, as I said. Oh, and ice. I also like to put ice in this. I like when this drink is cold. My apartment complex does have a gym. It does have cardio machines and equipment. However, it opens at 8 a.m. As you saw, it is 4 a.m. I go to a 24-hour gym in the mornings. That's maybe like 5 minutes-ish, 5 to 10 minute drive from my house. Let's get off. An hour of cardio definitely does not do itself, unfortunately. I forgot for a second. Today is my favorite day of the week. Today, my friends, is Saturday, and that means it is the day where when I am walking down the street to my cardio gym, I am also walking with all of the people who are walking home from their fun Friday nights out, and it's crazy. The street is so busy. There's people, and there's taxis everywhere, and there's Ubers everywhere. That's crazy. It's 4:15 in the morning. So busy. Every other day when I come, not a single car, not a single soul. But Saturdays, oh yeah. Saturdays we rally. What a great way to start my day. I will say something that I love about prep is the regimented routine, the strictness that I can have on myself, but also the strictness that other people in my life can respect about my routine. People in my life understand that at this point in prep, my bedtime matters, keeping my stress low matters, making sure that I check all of my boxes. I have really supportive people who can understand and support that this is what my lifestyle requires of me right now. They know that me participating in this lifestyle, doing these things, is A, my choice, and B, brings me so much happiness. We are currently walking back to our car. Cardio is done for the day. Our hour on the bike is dusted. I stayed and walked on the treadmill for about 15 minutes, did my foam rolling, did my posing. And now we go home to read, to journal, to shower, and really get a nice, exciting jump on the day. Oh, Saturdays are a good day. It's a super busy check-in day for me, and I love a busy check-in day because then I am prepared for all of my girls to show up and show out. Basically, I like that it's a busy check-in day because when I get to read about their wins, I selfishly feel very good inside of myself, if that makes sense. Okay, motivation is the word for the man that makes excuses. The man that makes excuses relies on motivation, whereas the man with real results understands that good things come from consistent actions. We don't do things based on our mood, and I want to put that out there too, y'all. It's not that I don't have like cravings. Like, I don't really have cravings. I mean, if I walk by a pastry shop and I smell sweets, I acknowledge that it smells good, but there's no part of me that wants to cheat on my diet. I know that that doesn't align with who I am. What am I talking about right now? I'm going home. Check-ins for the morning. I already had a big coffee, so now we're drinking an herbal tea. Hello. Okay, caffeine responsible girl. Let's get some work done. Hello, hello. Hi, Miss. Back to another check-in. Happy official 5 weeks out. Muscle is looking really, really good here. A bigger refeed this week because last week's, honestly, we just didn't get enough of a pop. We got hit with a little bug this week, but this was a super quick recovery, and it looks like our little recovery and rest protocol really reaped its rewards here for us. People see that you are somebody who takes themselves and their work, not only their job work, but their self-work very seriously. And because of that, congratulations. That gives you a lot more autonomy when you are making decisions in the future. I would actually suggest that you try to increase your water today to help flush out some of that subcutaneous water retention. If not planned for today, take a full rest day. If you have any questions or require any support, never hesitate to reach out, and have a fantastic day. Well, busy morning, and it could have been stressful, but I'm going to tell you exactly why it was not, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. So there was a 30-minute period where my app was down, and I had no idea that my app was going to be down. They don't tell me. They do maintenance sometimes, and they provide zero notice. It's actually kind of annoying. I'd say this happens once every 3 or 4 months. Unfortunately, this is the second time where it has happened during the hours of about 8 to 9 a.m. And that's when clients typically are waking up and sending their check-ins. What starts happening is I will start receiving random floods from random places. Clients will text me or call me. I had a client message me on Instagram and I didn't even see it because I have my notifications off for Instagram. And they were telling me that the app wasn't working. So that could technically be considered a stressor, yes. However, it did not stress me out. There was nothing I could do about it. There was nothing I could do about it. The only thing that I could do was contact all my clients, let them know that we're checking in today, let them know that there was some maintenance happening, provide them with the simple update of, I'm not sure when it's going to be fixed. However, leave it also open for them for if anyone was able to figure it out or did have a solution into getting into the app, or when one of us noticed that it was working again, to just send a message in that group chat. That is a direct reflection of, yes, stressful things might come your way, but it's about how you respond to that stressor, whether you react or whether you reflect, take a breath, and take your next action step forward. My action step forward was not going to be becoming a software engineer and figuring out how to get the app out of maintenance. That is not something I'm capable of figuring out. I did the thing that I could do, which was contact my clients, let them know, set everybody up so that when there was an update, if anybody had an update, if I had an update, we could all get updated together. Okay, we've got a glutes session now to go and hit. Pre-workout meal, 1 whole egg, 20 grams of egg whites, 15 grams of chia seeds, and 100 grams of egg white blended into the oatmeal situation. Top with some cinnamon, some sea salt. It's gonna be a good workout. It's much later than I usually eat this meal, but again, it was a busier than usual morning. It happens, right? It happens. It's gonna be a great glute day. You're gonna see that in just a second.
I say hold up, got my glizzy, bang, bang.
No, there's no way I'm walking out of the gym. Ooh. And it smells like waffles. It smells like pancakes. It smells like maple syrup. It smells delicious. That's how it smells. Ooh, that's not our meal. No, no, no. You know our meal. Our meal is chicken and green beans and 75 grams of raw weight sweet potato. Oh, Oh, I didn't set up the angle right. Gosh dang it. That's okay. It's good enough. Y'all, I don't know what was going on with the hip thrust today, but that was supposed to be my second movement, and there was a lineup the entire time I was there. I wasn't able to do it until my last, and at that point, body was fried. I was not doing no 8 to 10 heavy sets with a drop set. There's no way. I would have fried my whole system. And also my strength would have been trash. So I made the smart decision, and instead I just did a couple of volume sets, keep the weight low, focus on the contraction, just move how my body wanted to move. Okay, we've got tons of meals packed, whole lunch bag here, cooler in the back. We're going off for a little getaway. I don't know if I want to say anything more about that, or if we want to just go maybe do a little montage. I don't know. I don't film on Sundays. I don't do nothing on Sundays. I don't go on social media. I don't work. I just exist, purely exist. I disconnect to reconnect. Yeah, we'll see what I throw together for y'all. My little Amanda in the woods getaway trip.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
Good morning, my friends. Happy 2 weeks out check-in. 2 weeks out was technically the other day, but today is the 2 weeks out check-in. It is Monday, July 7th at 3:59 a.m. We're going to start by taking our weight, doing our photos, our videos, submitting our form. You know the drill. If you saw, we're down another 1.5 pounds this week. This morning was not my lowest weigh-in. My lowest weigh-in this week was 128.3, which is 1.7 pounds down from last week's check-in. Still though, 1.5 pounds is good, especially at this rate, because I am a pretty relatively small human. Somebody asked in 2 or 3 videos ago how tall I am. I am 5'2" and a half, but I'm 5'2". And for anybody who's also wondering, I'm 26 years old. I get that question a lot too. It's like, okay, how old are you? Y'all, I am young. I am a baby, especially in the bodybuilding world. In the bodybuilding world, I am a major baby. I feel like my face right now looks back to the morning montage. I got super caught up and got into my work day as soon as I finished journaling. Took a shower, got dressed, put my first meal together. I have a lot more work to do that I want to get done in the morning, but I like going to the grocery store as early as possible to avoid the crowds. My meal is prepped. My meal is the same as it's been for the last forever. 100 grams of green beans and 100 grams of chicken. I'm gonna pack this up with me and we are going to head on off to the grocery store. Get a little restock on some essential groceries for the week. We did already hear back from our coach. Crazy. I think he knows that I wake up super early, and maybe because I'm getting closer to show, he might start responding to my check-ins a little bit earlier, especially as we transition from being today 12 days out to this upcoming Friday, Saturday being 8 to 7 days out, / starting freaking peak week. Crazy. There's some stuff that I want to talk about just in regards to every prep is different. Your environment makes a huge difference. This year, my environment has made a massive difference. I've made it a point. I've become so secure in my ability to get rid of things that stress me out and things that don't make me feel good. And it really comes down to learning how to not just listen to my intuition, but to act upon what my intuition is telling me. I've always had my intuitive thoughts. I've always had my intuitive feelings. I've always known when something doesn't feel good in my life. And out of fear of hurting other people, for example, in reference of what I'm talking about right now, I've neglected to fulfill what I know is true to my internal guidance system. This prep, I stayed so true to my intuition, making sure not to allow for anything that didn't feel right in my gut to persist, because if you resist, it will persist. Coach said, we will start checking in daily as of this upcoming Friday. If my legs are feeling super inflamed, he suggests that instead of going on the stairs, I opt for the lower impact cardio, aka the bike, and rinse and repeat. Same meals, same cardio, obviously up until Friday when daily check-ins start. Things could start changing quite rapidly. Refeed on Thursday. That's all it. That's all the fun jam. Minda will grocery shop, come back, give you guys a haul, and then I'm gonna kick on with the rest of my day. Hey, we're back. It's been an hour and a bit. Oh, It takes so long because I have to go to multiple stores. And I have to go to 3 different stores to find frozen freaking green beans. How insane is that? Here's our haul. I spent $120. This is a lot of food, vitamins, and like some general stuff. These were the last 2 packs of green beans on the shelf, so I took them both. Why? I don't like going to the store, so I'd rather buy the 2 random ones that are left and not have to go for a few days. Please. Please! Bag of frozen green peas and some extra hot sauce. I was just about to run out of my electrolytes. The ones that I love are completely out of stock everywhere again. I got these at Costco. They were $10 off. I don't like them. I don't love the ingredients. I don't love the fact that they are sweet versus salty. I will say they were cheap. It's because they're a cheap supplement. Not my preference. Deodorant. A big bag of frozen white fish. I like to unpack that. A nice rack of egg whites. Vitamin C. I know that I'm going to need that for peak week too. And I have a couple, I think I have like 3 or 4 tabs left. A large carton of eggs. Time is now 9:59 and I have a solid hour of work to do before I have therapy at 11. As soon as therapy is over at 12 o'clock, I need to get my life together, smash a meal, and get to the gym because we have a leg day today. Hello, hi, and welcome to some training feedback. For these, your descent is good. However, when you're pushing up, I want to see you driving from your hip instead of as much from your upper body. I would want this about half the speed. And then squeeze the glutes, drive from the hip. I do think also it would be in your significant benefit here to have a lower platform because it does look like you have a lot more range available to you. Hello, good morning. Let's take a look at our posing video update here. Future, just make sure you're wearing your posing bikini. That way we can really assess the physique and you get really comfortable posing in that bikini. I would keep the elbows down, but don't let the hands go above the waistline. Keep the hands below the waistline. That is beautiful. You've got really good size here. You can afford to stand a little bit wider. Therapy ran a couple minutes late. Good thing I prepped my meal before therapy. Heated it up in the microwave. We have 1 whole egg per usual, then 20 grams of oats, 100 grams of egg whites, and 15 grams of chia seeds. Blended and then microwaved. Let's go smash this leg day.
I'm scared. I'm absolutely already terrified. I have no words.
call you.
How's she doing?
I hate you right now.
And this is a prep workout.
It's crazy.
Vlog. I totally missed prefacing that we were training with Reva today. Hello, Reva.
Hello.
How was training?
Honestly, amazing. Amazing.
It
But it's so hard to drive right now.
Okay.
My legs are destroyed. The fact that like it hurts to push on my gas pedal just shows that that was a good workout.
She did good.
We did well.
Bang.
And someone called us sisters today.
Yeah, someone did call sisters.
We look alike.
Yeah, do we look like?
Wait, right now my hair looks dark because I'm soaked. Like I'm drenched.
That's true. Comment down below if we could be sisters.
I think
So.
we could.
It's just the blonde. Do you know what my post-workout meal is?
Let me guess, a green bean?
Yeah. Green beans. I came home and I crashed. My best friend back from Toronto, she just called me. As soon as she called me, I realized that I'd been laying on my couch raw editing for an hour. As soon as she called me, I was like, oh, I should get up. So I did a bunch of dishes, went upstairs, finished my steps for the day, just finished making my fourth meal, put some fish on the stove if you hear some background noise. Is 100 grams of haddock, hot sauce, mustard, and 100 grams of greens. Training was good today. I'm definitely dead. I'm definitely looking forward to my Thursday refeed. I don't know if I've said that, but I am looking forward to it. My hunger has been hungering. Yeah, hungering. What I think is going to be the most appropriate thing for me to do here, eat my meal, sweep my floors. Yeah, I told myself I was going to do that today, so I will do it. Take an Epsom salt bath. That way, I'm all relaxed and chilled out for when we wrap up this video. Good evening slash, it's basically my bedtime. I did all the things I told you I was going to do. I don't need to repeat it. We're going to answer a few more questions. We're going to start with, what is the biggest mental and physical challenge you've faced during this prep? The biggest mental challenge I faced in relation to prep, so not in my personal life, but in relation to prep, had to have been kind of up until maybe 2 days ago, really looking at my physique and feeling that I was not going to be ready, letting that thought intrude me. I will say I did not act on that thought. Obviously, I continued to push and check my boxes and trust the process. But I've never experienced such body dysmorphia before, where I really had no idea what I looked like. That has resolved. I can see it now. I can see that we are certainly getting lean. I don't doubt that. Now, the biggest physical challenge, I don't know. I try not to use I don't know as an answer, and I'm really trying to think of a physical challenge. I don't feel as though this prep really challenged me all that much physically. Maybe doing less. Those weeks there where my step count was max 5,000, that was tough. And that sounds kind of dumb to say for a lot of people, and I know a lot of you are in prep and you're probably listening to this. It was really tough for me to accept that my body was so stressed. Doing less was doing more. Is libido levels normal during prep, or is it pretty much non-existent? You're asking the wrong girl. I don't get out much. It can fluctuate. It's independent person to person. That is purely hormonal. Typically, you will see libido go down towards the end of prep, not only because of your hormones, but also because general fatigue is at an all-time high. Your interest in getting up and moving, aside from doing your essential things, it sort of begins to dwindle. Where and what do you see yourself doing 10 years down the line? I don't have per se a 10-year plan. I couldn't even tell you where I am going to live in 3 months. The current apartment that I'm living in, I have until the end of October. I have not a single clue in the world where in the world I'm gonna go. It's hard for me to put an exact answer to that specific 10-year plan. I do, however, know that I am in my career, I am in my passion, and in 10 years, I will continue to be working on and building the Evolve Coaching brand. Of course, if you are interested in lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, and or natural bodybuilding coaching, there's always a link below to join the Evolve team. Unlock your true potentials, embrace your evolution, hashtag Team Evolve. How do you pick what kinds of food your prep clients eat? Food stays the same on and off season for 99.9% of all people, or all of prep, that kind of deal. My clients are welcome to do macros in their off season. Only in the very tail end of their prep do we get a little bit more specific with a meal plan. And even then, I'm going to take whatever they were currently eating and turn that into a meal plan and just manipulate different quantities of things, because we know that those foods work for that person and those things digest well. Now, when a new client starts with me, if they wish to follow a meal plan, I build their meal plan off of also what they're currently eating from their whole foods sources, and B, I have a feature in my client portal where they can submit their food preferences. I do my best to include all of the things that they select as their favorite as a part of their meal plan if they'd like to follow a meal plan. Is it normal to lose my period 16 weeks out from a show? When it comes to your menstrual cycle, there's no such thing as normal. Even if you are somebody who has a normal period, I guarantee that it is completely unique. Your flow is unique, your cycle is unique, your symptoms are unique. Your menstrual cycle is incredibly unique to you and your body. If you are concerned about your menstrual cycle, I would suggest that you dive into that a lot deeper. The last question that I'm going to answer this evening is, how do you deal with stage fright? I actually don't experience stage fright. Growing up, I played a lot of competitive sports, and I did my final years in competitive dance, spending a lot of time on stage, both in group numbers, solos, duets, trios, all that kind of stuff. I very much do not get what they call stage fright. I do get a backstage nerve. However, it's more led out of excitement than it is out of fright. And with all of that to be said, I'm going to tell you a super quick story and we shall wrap this video up. There was once a man, and he had a son, and his son was out in the field, and his son found a horse, and he brought the horse home, and the whole village said to the man, "Wow, you're so lucky, your son found a horse." And the man said, "Could be bad, could be good. Let's find out." The son the next day gets on the horse, goes for a ride, falls off, breaks his leg. And everyone says, "Oh my gosh, your son broke his leg. You must be so upset." And the man said, "Could be good, could be bad. Let's find out." The next day, a war breaks out in the town. All young men are being asked to join the war, except the man's son cannot join because he has a broken leg. And everybody says, "Wow, you're so lucky. Your son does not have to go to war because of his broken leg." And he said, say it with me, could be good, could be bad. Let's find out. Life is only what you make it. Things are only as you perceive them. Consider something as simple as the yin and the yang. There's a little bit of good in all the bad, and there's a little bit of bad in all the good. The nice thing is that you get to actively and forever make the choice on how you choose to perspectivize the things and events in your life. You know what the right choice is because you're always going to know what makes you feel good. Your intuition will always know what makes you feel good. If you made it this far into the video, comment a horse emoji down below to let me know. Make sure to like, leave any sort of comment, subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along for the journey. I freaking can't believe we're 12 days out. That is crazy. You guys hear the vocal fry? That is crazy. 12 more days, infinite opportunity. I love you, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Goodbye.